Hi all, welcome to the channel, welcome to the workshop. A slightly chillier workshop this morning. That's why I am sporting my new hoodie, which if you want one for yourself, check out the links below. But happy Monday, happy Mallard Monday. Sorry for missing last week's and not having any content on the channel for a week or so. I've actually been a little bit under the weather and that did mean I missed a few videos, including last week's Mallard Monday. But we've got it back on the workbench today. We're not doing a great deal, but we should be adding some more details to the back part of the boiler, and we've even got a couple of details to add to the main body. So the main body is back on the workbench. So without further ado, let's get building. Right, so here we are, issue 12. These are all the parts we get for today. But I thought, because this is the first magazine that's actually still in one piece, I thought I'd quickly show you how the magazines came and what we actually got in the order. So we had all the parts and the build instructions first, and then we had this always changed. So this one we've got British Railways, and we've got classic locomotives, and then that's all there was for the magazine itself. And as you can see, they are just glued, they're not stapled. And what you can do is you can separate them all out, and this is how this magazine was designed, just like that. And they were all pre-punched as well. Now I think this is an absolutely brilliant way of doing it, and it's only one of the few magazines that I've actually seen do this. So we had the binders, and I was given all these binders as part of the subscription, and they're really good ring binders. But as you can see, they all carry on 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. So they are all fully designed to build up a full collection like so. So you end up with your instructions. You got the Mallard story, you've got the British Railways, and that is what was in this one. And again, these are also individually numbered. And then we finish off this one with classic locomotives, which is this one. Going in just there. And I have just been putting the front cover out the front here. Good way to know which magazines are in which binder. But what we're really interested in today is this. So as you can see, we've got these parts on this sprue. Gives you a guide, again, as usual, what you might need. So clean them up, and then we're going to be cutting the bits off, and these are what we're going to have. So we've got brake valve, we have injector valves, and we have the water gauges. And it looks like we're going to be doing a little bit of drilling, and then we're going to be fitting them to the back head here. And then we've got a bit of wire. I think that's the wire from the previous issue, so I'll have to go find that out. That's the wire we didn't use on the last issue, but we still got from the last issue, and you can see we're just going to bend that into shape there. And we've got a couple of little things just to put on the front there, or at least a single item. So let's get on and build. So we have the parts from issue 12. We have the 0.7mm rod from issue 11. We have this from issue 11, and we also have the loco body. I'll just show you what that's currently looking like, because it has been a while since we've seen it. So first thing we're going to do is clean up the sprue and get all the parts off. Right, so what we've got the brake valve, we have the 2 injector valves, and we have 2 water gauges, but I must say that these 2 have not suffered well in the injection moulding process. You can see they are pretty poor moulds, so they are going to need a little bit tidying and cleaning up, but they're certainly not going to look like this. And just looking at that one, for instance, you can see all this mould detail here and up here has just melted into a puddle. And I meant to be putting some sort of hole in the bottom of that, I think. So that's going to be fun. Right, so first thing I'm going to be doing is drilling a few holes. I've got a 1.1mm drill on here. And we're going to be using the injector valves. And we've got 2 very small indents just here. And that's where we need to put 2 holes. Now, because it's just soft metal, I am just using my hand drill. So just made these 2 holes a little bit deeper. They are only going to be locating holes for the brass rod, so they don't need to be that deep. Going to do the same for this injector. So I don't think there's much to do, but I think it's a lot of fiddly work today. Right, so that's the injectors done. Right, and next thing is we have the brake valve. I've switched down to a 0.8mm bit. And we've got a hole just here to do, and a hole just here to do in that direction. So again, this is just a locating hole for the brass rod. So again, it doesn't have to be too deep. And then on the opposite side. So that's now got 2 holes in. Right, so now I've got a 0.5 file, 0.5 drill, and I'm going to try and make some sort of hole in the bottom of here. I have filed off a little bit of this to make it a little bit flatter, but the injection moulding on this one has certainly not done very well, and depending on how well this goes will depend whether I can even do this hole or not. Again, this is just going to accept a bit of brass rod, so it might be possible just to marry it up without it actually being inserted. Just about managed to put a hole in the bottom of that one, and I'm going to do the same with this one. Now I have already pre-filed this one as well. That one is a fail, I think. If I tried too much on that one, I think I'm just going to break the part in half. But anyway, we're going to put those parts on the boiler now. I start off with the 2 water levels, water gauges, and they're going to go into those pair of holes there. One. just need a little bit of a tweak and a bend, just to line them up with the holes. Two. So that's the 2 water gauges in. Again, I am just going to be gluing them. So I'll just put a small bit of glue on the back and that'll hold them in place. Next, we're going to place the injector valves either side of those. I'll just put a bit of glue on these to put them in the hole here, because I want to make sure that these do sit in the right orientation. Just like that. And then finally, we have a brake valve. And that one is going to sit just in there, like so, into the hole that we drilled into that bit of the bulkhead there. And that's going to sit just like that. Now, I will just have to put this in a bit of glue, because obviously I didn't drill that one all the way through. And that's just going to sit in like so. Like that. Right, now we need to take our 0.7mm wire, and we're going to be putting a little bit of a bend in it, because we're going to go from the brake valve, and we're just going to make it come down here in a little dog leg, and then come out to the bottom here. So I'm just going to use, they haven't given any measurements for this, so it is a bit of a best guess, I think. But got a little dog leg in there. And then that's going to sit into the hole we drilled earlier. So I've put that in there now, and I've just cut off the pipe flush. I've only put a bit of glue on here. I've just dabbed it in and glued up the top. I've left this floating at the moment in case I need to bend it to a different degree. But I've just cut that off flush, and I'll probably file that off a little bit later. The last thing that I need to do, which I have already done, there was only one last part on that sprue, and that was this brake line connector here. And all I've done is drill the hole, and I've glued that in place. And that is all there is to do in issue 12. Thank you for joining me on yet another Mallard Monday. If you enjoyed the video, please do remember to give it a big thumbs up. And also, if you can hit that share button and share it with other community members who may also like this channel, then it would be really, really appreciated. If you want to see more of how Mallard progresses or anything else that goes on in the workshop, please do remember to hit that subscribe button and ding that bell, and then you'll be notified when I release a new video. Until the next time, I'll see you around. Cheers!